Jess is probably right now telling horrible things about me.
I don't have to tell anything. She listens to the show.
And now, Cheese Wits.
I look like Wally, don't I?
Yeah, just like him.
I look like Wally trying to get to the... I don't know why this goddamn thing doesn't work.
Especially when you're looking at it that close.
Why am I looking at this goddamn thing? Why am I so close to the screen? Wally, where's your glasses? We all wear glasses in this podcast.
Okay, I'll go get mine.
All right. I'm going to start driving, so it's going to turn off the camera here in a moment. But I thought I'd say fucking hello.
Well, fucking hello to you.
I just had to go into Bank of America to get money for a bowling tournament for a payout.
Yeah.
And I went tournament's Friday, and I went inside and I said, yeah, I really like to get this money, blah, 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 blah. She's like, well, you need to give us several days notice. I said, tell you what, how about I don't give me my fucking money?
Right.
Okay. And after a little bit of back and forth, I said, look, go to my account, look at last December, the previous December. I did this every year. Okay. It's not like I'm running drugs or anything. And when I said the word drugs, that's when the manager came over.
Oh,
so
you wanted more than 10 grand,
right? No, 8,100.
Really?
That was it. And the manager came running. So
did you get your money?
Oh, fuck yes.
Okay.
I wasn't leaving that room without
he pulled out his weapon and
I laid my cock right on the counter, Jess.
You know,
right on the counter.
I've taught you well.
That's why I'm wearing sweatpants.
I've taught you well.
Well, yeah, when you pulled out your cock and pointed at Doug that day, I knew that this was the way to handle things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start driving now. So camera, go goodbye. Nice to see y'all.
So
nice to see you.
My friend told me this story about how the other day she was leaving a public place, and all of a sudden she's hearing a familiar old man voice. And that old man voice was Wally coming from her pocket.
Isn't that funny?
Wally, you got no sound.
It was not me.
It was you. She had accidentally started the podcast in her pocket.
That's a scary motherfucking thought.
Right?
Oh my God. Hear an old man voice. Does my voice sound old manish?
Listen.
No, not when you get it up to this level. It's certainly not Wally. You don't sound like an old man here.
I thought it was a little more Mickey Mouse.
No, I'm just sitting here. I think I'm going to go ahead and do some cartoons, and we're not going to like Jews and all those people.
In honest, in honest feedback, do I have an old man sounding voice?
No, but you don't have an old man sounding voice. But let's put it in perspective. Maybe you have an old man sounding voice if the phone is in somebody's pocket and they're listening on the little tiny speakers on the phone that are certainly a little further away. And then all of a sudden you have Wally. This woman's got this playing at a funeral, and you hear "Old Man River."
or maybe it's just that your voice says old man things. And
it could be that.
Now that's believable and acceptable.
Yeah.
That is 100% believable.
Yeah.
That is the reality that I own.
It's a very young voice, but it's going, where's the goddamn screen? The goddamn thing doesn't, my sister, goddamn.
Oh, I don't even.
Throw in a couple of slurs that you repeat over and over and over again. And
and just because I say the slur, Wally, doesn't mean you have to repeat it.
I do not slur that often.
Wally.
What are my slurs?
Wally, you've told us what your favorite crayons are.
Okay, go ahead.
Colored.
Yes, I hope that came through your nose, Jess. I hope that came through your nose. I hope it rusts now. There you go. Go ahead. A little more.
Oh, little racism's never made anybody feel better, have they?
That's right.
Well, I think we're on the horizon of a lot of racism on the way.
Yeah.
That's coming up here on the Cheese Wits.
Yeah. Oh my!
And you have to call it the Cheese Wits at this point, okay?
Yeah.
Well, that's the old man sound.
Yeah.
It is. By the way, you guys, it is very much right now. This time of year, it is very much like it was last year at this time. We've got snow on the ground.
Yeah.
It's very warm. And it's raining.
That's what we've got. We don't have snow on the ground, but it is raining. It's raining in like 45.
When this happened,
Yeah.
When this happened last year, we ended up with state of emergency, and I ended up with a flooded basement and a washed out driveway and yada, 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 about the same time of year. So here we are again. I was just out trying to push some of the it's not even the snow that's in the driveway right now is that perfect snow to make slush balls. Do you remember having snowball fights and you'd make the slush ball? It was basically just water held together by some hard ice crystals, and you'd try to peg as many people as you could in the head. That's what we got out there now. So I was trying to push that out of the driveway to get rid of some of the water. I'm hopeful. And the fucking sons of bitches, here's my my slur against Sail Energy, the people who deliver our oil and propane.
More problems with them.
I fucking call them on Monday and say, hey, listen, 2 weeks ago I had to use the generator. We're expecting tonight 60-mile-an-hour winds, rain, and icing. So I'd like you to come and fill up my propane tank. Well, you're on a flex schedule. We can't do that. You're scheduled for. I said, yes, but I've just gotten a propane generator. It used more than I thought, blah, blah, blah. And more than the propane guy, your propane guy said it would. Okay, well, we can come on Thursday. Oh, you come the day after the emergency. Fantastic.
That sounds about right.
I call them again today and say, geez, do you think, if you're in the neighborhood, do you think you could come by? Well, it would be an off day, so that would be an additional,
of course,
$197. Now, they are less than 10 miles from my house. They have two offices less than 10 miles from. One is about 8 miles away. The other one's about 6 miles away. Look at how red, Chris, are you okay? Look how red.
I'm in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru. The car came to a stop and it cut off the messenger.
Your face is so red right now. You look like the devil.
Well, that's me. I'm the devil. The devil made me do it.
I be the devil.
The devil made me do it.
I got the devil in me. So those fuckers, I'm just so angry at them for being pieces of shit.
I feel like this week in particular, perhaps companies as a whole should be reevaluating their unfair practices
absolutely.
Against their customers.
Yeah.
Whether those companies be insurance or propane or.
Oh, I have a good iHeart story too.
Okay.
Yes. But first, and then I'm going to circle back to this. So I get a call from one of my clients because, I have my other business, my booking agency, for advertising. And I do it very little. I don't do much. I only have one client left and a few stations, but I've got this iHeart station out in California. And it might be in Sacramento. It could be. And they call so as you know,
here it comes.
When a radio station and a client have an agency in the middle, the radio station never contacts the client directly. Ever. They work through so they contact the client and say, this particular time slot, 10 a.m. on Saturday, has not run all year. The fucking client goes through the roof.
I'm sorry, is this a brokerage show that you're selling?
Yeah, it's a half-hour stuff.
So colon blow shit.
Right, colon blow shit. You got it.
And if you do that sort of stuff, if you're paying for something like that, I got a couple stations you can throw it on. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll send me that. Text me.
We'll talk offline.
I'll see if they're interested.
Okay.
They don't pay much, but it pays more than nothing.
Which is exactly what the station's currently generating. So continue.
There you go. So I say to I get a hold of the sales guy who I have not talked to in 6 months because they just don't contact you and there's not blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I say, well, what are you doing? Why are you calling? Why are you contacting? You contact me and then I will figure out what's going on. As it turns out, it just hasn't run for 6 weeks.
Oh.
Or 8 weeks. We booked it for the first time in August. And well, actually, it's been long. I guess it's been 12 weeks now. It hasn't aired. I'm like, okay, so we're just going to figure this whole thing out. You're just going to give us a whole bunch of no runs. We're going to move to 10:30, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to be no charge all the way through for whatever, 12, 10 weeks. And then you're going to pay a little fucking, homage to me for bailing you out. And you're going to give me an extra 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking client is absolutely beside themselves and wondering why I don't know about this. Because I was under the impression as I'm paying for it, it's running.
And which is also why the client has you as the middleman.
Correct.
So that they're not privy to any of that shit.
No, none of it. It's not for them. So when there is a problem, I can fix it up. I can say, hey, listen, this is why you've noticed some bad returns.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what this is what I've done. And you're going to get an extra 4 weeks because of the pain in the ass plus the 12 weeks of free, and we're going to get a better time slot. That's what I've worked out. The client fucks it up. The station fucks it up. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here going, why don't you let some radio people do this? Because the guy who's the sales guy at the radio, it's his first radio gig.
Of course it is. Yeah,
because they can't hire any actual radio people anymore because nobody fucking wants to work for iHeart.
Thank you.
Well, because they fired them all and none of them want to go back and work for radio.
Right.
So I'm dealing with that. And the calmest person in the whole thing is me, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Because why? You and Chris and we understand how radio works, and there is fuck ups, and it's easily fixable.
Mm-hmm.
It's just easily fixed. All the client cares about is the money. It's what I care about.
But meanwhile, Grandpa voice comes along. God, and they didn't play my spot. It's a 30-minute spot, and they didn't goddamn play it. I don't want 28 minutes. I don't want 29. I want 30.
It's actually, I think their spots now are 20, 25 minutes.
Oh, I see. Last time I ran Colin Blow, it was 26, so I get it.
Yeah, 26. So I've got them trained because I used to run, but guys, where I used to make bank was in Canada.
Yeah.
I made bank in Canada because clients pay the U.S. rate. And then you buy it in Canada, and it's 30 cents on the dollar.
Oh, well, that's great. At least they weren't paying you in loonies. That's good.
Right. No loonies, no toonies. So there's that. So then I wanted to circle back, Jess, and just talk right quick about your comment about now might not be the best time to be a CEO or a head of anything and be doing underhanded shit. And the news media. And here's where the news media has failed us for the last 20 years. Are they concentrating on bad behavior of CEOs? No, they're talking about CEOs have to get armed guards now.
Yeah, we feel so bad for them. Listen, I have never, right after we talked about this last week, because it had just happened when we recorded the last episode.
Correct.
Right after that, for just a second, I had the tiniest little bit of guilt over the joy I was getting from the comments on social media. Because
not me.
Obviously it is never okay to walk up to somebody in public and shoot them, and obviously that's not okay.
Or even to sneak up behind them.
Wow. You can totally tell you're not from Tyler, Texas, huh?
I lived there.
Originally.
Anyway, so for just a second, as a human being, I was like, yikes, I'm a terrible person for thinking these comments are hilarious. But at the same time, I was like, but he is this CEO was a more terrible person because more people died because of him than have died because of this shooter. And the fact that the comments were things like, sorry, vision wasn't included in my policy anymore, so I couldn't see a thing. Like, hilarious.
Absolutely.
The fact,
and there were some funny things. There was some funny stuff people came up with.
There was.
There was a lookalike contest in New York City. Did you guys see that?
And did you? I saw that. But did you also see the wanted posters?
No.
People were putting wanted posters of the CEOs' faces and their quote crimes. And the one that got killed, his was peeled off, but there were still two more sitting on top of I don't know, like electrical boxes in New York City. You know them green boxes at an intersection.
Yep.
Yeah. And now my connection to this, for a while, I was doing air work at Q1370, which was simulcast on 99.9, but they were trying to recreate a classic hit station in Baltimore. Actually had a little bit of traction. 50,000 watts, 1370. And it was owned by who? The Mangione family.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're quite this young man who is like super well educated.
The adjuster.
Is that what they're calling?
They're calling him the adjuster.
He's the you know what they're calling him over at WCBM? The only live in the family.
And he was.
Well,
Where the
you
fuck
got
did
no audio.
Wally go?
What?
You got no audio.
Oh, hold on.
And then his phone
What
goes
the
off.
fuck just happened? You hit your microphone and it fucking goes off like you just won the Family Feud.
No, I've been waiting. That call that was coming in, I've been waiting for. It was a helpline. I've been waiting for it for about 11 hours.
Jesus.
Go take that call then, Wally.
No, I already hung up on them. Fuck them.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, I enjoy this. I would not have enjoyed that.
Mm.
By the way, whatever happened with your gig work and your account being locked out and all that shit?
That was them calling me.
Why though? I would have taken that goddamn call and
Yeah.
get my money.
And put it on
them.
speaker so that we could participate.
Oh,
Absolutely.
you would have you would not have understood their Southeast Asian accent. There you go. there's
is.
a little racism.
You know what?
Bingo.
We should all be good, because I swear to God, Jess, if he had put that on speaker, you know goddamn well that I would have gone, dong. Where is my automobile, dong?
I feel like it would have been our best show ever had he answered
Oh.
that call and put it on speaker.
No, I
God
absolutely
almighty.
could not have.
I think it would have topped the Gale episode.
You know what?
Mhm.
Though, just thinking about it right now, because they're calling from out of country, they probably would not be subject to U.S. laws requiring me to let them know they're on the air.
Mhm.
And I believe Maine is
Or
only a one side recording state, so you don't
Well,
have to state it.
But if I'm the one doing the recording and not you, how is that your fault?
Oh no, I'm recording too, so I just send you what I recorded.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Since we are I think we are a one-sided recording state.
Well, God damn it, call him back. What the fuck are we doing?
Oh, well, because I called them to begin with, it'll take another 11 hours.
Well, but maybe they're free now. Maybe somebody's finally available to help you.
No, they're in between. They call in between making something in a walk. I know it.
Wow. Racism is alive and well on this phone call today. Good.
I don't have an old man voice.
Gosh, that's
I just have old man attitude.
God, why don't we let's bring all the racism into the show. Why don't you go ahead and call back Tyrone Chen? Okay.
I can't. Which that now as I'm thinking, have these thoughts in my head. Now I'm thinking about that Seinfeld episode where they forgot to call. They forgot to give Apu. Was it Apu? No, what was that guy's name? They forgot to give him his INS forms, and he got deported. You remember that episode?
Yes.
What was that guy's name? Was it Apu?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was Apu.
No, the Simpsons is Apu.
Yeah, he's Apu. I don't know. It was but they didn't give him his INS forms, and he got deported.
The best episode of that show was one of the early ones in the Chinese restaurant where the guy's going, cut right. Cut right.
Get right.
Yeah, you would stay table for a Costanza?
Yeah.
I said cut right several times.
I said all right twice.
Oh my God.
that was a good episode. Now, see, that shit's still funny, but you really can't go with it.
Nope.
You just can't.
Can't do it. It doesn't exist. Doesn't exist.
So, Jess, do you have United Health?
Not anymore.
I do have United Health.
That was who I was fighting with for the sleep medication last year.
Yes. And that was who they changed you away from.
And look how calm you were.
Yeah.
Had you been in New York, who knows what could have happened?
Who knows?
I'm not
Hey.
saying.
They
You could take the girl out of Tyler. You take the girl out of Tyler. Can't take Tyler out of the girl.
Well,
Okay.
no, but also Jess would have certainly had Jess been involved in this anyway. There would have been terse words prior. It wouldn't have been a silent thing. There would have been no silencer used. There would have been talking. There would have been communication.
There would have been words.
There's a little bit. There's a little bit of. How do I say this? Liberal bullshit going on here. And Jess would try and reason with this man and say, "Listen, I'd like to talk to you before I kill you. And here's what I'd like to know."
No, if I get as far as the point of murdering, my temper is beyond talking. Other than the curse words that will be coming out of my face.
And you will feel like I did last week, where you would not know enough curse words.
Mm-hmm. But I have no problem making up curse words.
I had curse words today. I actually did something. Jess, I made a terse phone call today.
Did you?
A tersely worded phone call.
A tersely worded phone call. I was going through what I call a rotary, what people around here call a roundabout. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you call it.
Roundabout.
I call it a roundabout.
I call it bullshit.
I call it a rotary.
I hate those things.
And I'm in it, and I'm in the I'm doing my little circle, and a what is it? Is it MC Moore? CM Moore?
AC Moore.
An AC Moore trailer truck blows right through the yield sign and almost picks me off. I have to brake hard. We've got freezing rain here. I slide. I hit the curbing and miss it. This guy goes up in the thing. I look at the back of the truck. I get the truck number. That they have a big black 926. And I look up the phone number for the AC Moore, and I call him, and I ratted the guy out.
Good.
I was like, dude, and he was completely oblivious to my existence. He had because he was not paying attention. He was not looking. He was not anything, because I had a great view of him. I watched him as he came through, not paying attention, looking to something off to the side, which I assume was his phone or whatever. And up to Lowe's he went to deliver his shit. And I called him and said, "Listen, I don't want you taking big fucking, angry at him, but just tell the guy to fucking pay attention to the signage, man. I don't want to get taken out." And I told the guy, "So I don't want to get fucking knocked off by one of your drivers."
Now, I don't know if this is true in Maine, but here in Nashville, if you see a yield sign, that's not for you.
Oh, no, it's for you here.
That's not for you.
It was much like in Frederick, the red light's just a suggestion.
Yeah, that doesn't apply to you. That applies to other people. It doesn't apply to you.
Yeah, so here the yellow light means go faster, like it does in most places, I think.
It means it here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you've got my father. Dad will drive down the road on a green light, and he will have a foot on the brake, anticipating that fucker changing about a mile and a half behind.
I get so angry when someone actually puts their brake on approaching a yellow light ahead of me. No!
No, gas.
Go, don't slow down. Oh God, look.
You're not doing this right.
Student driver. It was, I see the sign at student driver. Yeah. Because when that happens to me, I look at the down near the license plate, because most of the people around here, if there's a student driver, they have something plastered onto the side of the car. Or I look for the Purple Heart on the license plate. Or
Jesus, that's worse.
Or the veteran license plate that says Vietnam veteran. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do not drive behind.
You got to be careful. They've seen things and stuff.
They have, and I respect their service.
Absolutely.
Vietnam veteran, I do not want to drive behind you because you obey all the laws.
Yeah.
and I can't afford to obey all the laws right now because I'm delivering shit.
You know why? When I realized that, Vietnam was before my time. I mean, I assume the country's still there, but for the most part, it was before my time, and mostly before Jess's. Mm-hmm. And you have to. I heard my uncle always tell me, that when he came back, he was treated like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely treated like shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And am I wrong in any time I see a Vietnam vet that has the Vietnam hat on saying vet that I go over and thank them for their service?
No,
No.
you're not wrong.
No,
Okay.
why would you be wrong?
Well, because
Absolutely not.
everybody treated them like shit. You baby killers, and all
The
that
reason
shit.
that people treated them like shit was because, much like present day America, there were people who were stupid enough to believe that because they disagreed with the war, they had to then disagree with the people who participated in it, even
Right.
though a lot of those people did not have a choice.
Right.
So the woke of that era of the early 70s, late 60s, early 70s, 71, 72, 73, 69, they mostly came from Asbury Park and smoked a lot of weed
Mhm.
and wore a lot of beads and had love-ins and sit-ins until Kent State, when the National Guard said, let's just shoot these people.
Yeah, that's when it all went south.
Mhm.
Let's just shoot these people.
Yeah.
No, I think that there was woke. There have been woke generations or woke periods throughout our history.
Yeah. I think I keep reminding myself about that every time I think, my God, this is the end of this country. Like we are imploding like right in front of our eyes, we are imploding and this is the end. I remind myself that we lived through McCarthyism and the civil rights movement and all of these things where it was terrible.
Nixon was a bad fucking dude.
Yeah.
And the FBI director back then, well, I just lost his name. Hoover was a fucking criminal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He was an absolute criminal. We survived that shit.
Yeah. I just keep reminding myself that we go through this like ridiculous bullshit where we're oppressing someone.
Right.
And then the good side eventually mostly wins and we move forward.
What we really need.
Chris, you're cutting out.
Where
Christopher.
is Chris? Christopher. So what we really need.
Saying
Go
how
ahead.
much?
What'd you say, Chris?
No, I didn't say much.
Oh.
I said I really didn't say anything. So go ahead.
What we're really in need of is for the Fifth Estate, for news and media to fucking find its footing in balls again and report the fucking news and stop this fucking opinion bullshit on MSNBC and CNN and Fox and the fucking rest of them.
Mhm.
I don't fucking care what Andrea Mitchell thinks about fucking anything.
Right.
I just don't. I don't care what any of these cocksuckers on any of these states. Just tell me the fucking facts. Go dig and find news, real shit, so that I can make some informed. Why am I searching the fucking internet to find real shit? Why there's fucking people who read the Epic News or whatever that's called, Epic Times.
Oh, that's
And
a John Roth thing right there.
That shit is fucking just murderous bullshit. Stop that shit.
Yeah.
And find some real fucking news. I've heard about a new sort of news place. I think it's called Tangled or something like. I'm gonna look up and see. I think it's called that. I think it's called Tangle or Tangled and they will correct themselves and they will take a criticism and say, well, here's why we went this way, but you made a good point. Blah blah blah. I wanted to. I think that's. Are you looking it up, Jess? See if there's such a thing.
No, I was looking for another conversation I was having about you with my friend.
Oh, great.
Yeah, old man.
Me. Jess is probably right now telling horrible things about me.
I don't
Like,
have to
oh,
tell anything. She listens to the show. That's Wally, what other reason? When else would I ever be talking about you?
You could defend me just a little bit.
I don't.
Because I bet when we're done, you're going to be giggling like little schoolgirls going, he
She listens to the show and then comes up with her own opinions.
Fantastic. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, in this new Trump era, she does not get an opinion. I'm sorry.
That's okay. She has a husband he listens to.
Oh, God. No, he doesn't listen to her, though. He listens to me. It's like my wife. She doesn't listen to me. She doesn't give a rat's ass what I have to say.
Oh no, that was the only thing I was going to share from our conversation. Was your old man voice.
Oh my. I'm not an old. I am an old man.
Mm-hmm.
But I started taking pee medication because I had my checkup.
I'm
recently.
sorry?
I had my annual physical.
He doesn't have an old man voice, Chris.
I have old man ailment. Shut the
I'm-
fuck up. Well, I'm telling you. I hope that fucking nose.
I know.
rings.
I'm sitting here. I just don't know whether is he peeing sideways. I don't know what's happening.
I don't either.
No, so
We're
Chris,
about
I
to
know
find
you
out, I
have the
guess.
same issue I have in this the dribble cup. Right. So I was explaining to the doctor. I said, "Man, listen, this dribbling thing. After I'm done, I don't like it. I think I'm all set. I give a couple of shakes. Everything seems, like it was like good, but I don't have that bucket. It just doesn't shut off the way it used to." So she said, "Oh well, probably
mine doesn't shut off sometimes too." Yeah.
She said probably prostate issue, because you have that enlarged testes, and it could create a backflow thing going on because it's enlarged and here blah, blah. So it gave me the medicine that a pill that is for enlarged prostate. You guys, I am peeing like I'm 16 again. I'm telling you, I could chip the porcelain on the toilet. I've got such a stream right now. It is
Wow.
It's fantastic. I might be able to write my name in the snow again. Cursive even.
Have you ever been over to like somebody's fancy house in the summertime?
Yes.
And they got that sprinkler on the front lawn.
Yeah. Oh, is that you?
Yeah, sometimes, but not all the time. But usually in a stand-up urinal, I can hit both walls.
Yeah, I sometimes in the multi-directional too. You get 2 or 3 different streams going. You look like like you're in Ghostbusters or something.
I did a weird one. I took a dump the other day. I was peeing first. I'm like, what is that weird feeling? And I'm realizing that my balls are getting wet.
You're pissing on you.
What? I'm pissing on myself somehow. It's making a U shape and going down right in the fucking. I believe it's called the perineum, or we could call it the taint, whatever you want to call it.
Oh Lord! I have peed on myself before by accident, not realizing. Particularly if I'm wearing sweatpants. And I'm going to ask this, Chris. Chris, when you're wearing jeans, do you unzip? Do you unzip and then use a little the porthole in the underwear to pull shit out, or do you just pull everything down in front and just let it go?
It depends on whether I'm wearing a shirt tucked in or not. If I'm wearing a shirt tucked in that I don't want to fuck with, then I'm just going to go ahead and use the escape hatch.
Okay. So
is tucking your shirt in a challenge?
No, well, when you're fat, yes. And especially if you're wearing like a dress shirt. Let's say I'm going down to the radio station, right? And I'm trying to stay dressed up for the day. I don't want to have to pull the pants down, open up, and then when I'm done peeing, have to refix everything.
Right, tuck it in.
Right. So and then again, being fat, you got to blouse it a little bit, but not too much. So you got to figure all that out. So wait, I'm the only person that's fat that blouses out their dress.
I blouse. Shirt? I absolutely blouse.
And I usually take about an inch or so.
Yes.
And, just pick it up enough so that it looks like that I don't have, because the belt that I was wearing, and I think I still am, it's one of those adjustable things, not with the holes in it. It's the one that goes clickety, clickety, click.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, get the stretchy one, Bubba.
Well, here's the thing. Part of the end, I've lost enough weight that part of the end sticks out. So I can't wear it in the middle now. So I've got to blouse enough so I don't look like, fucking Foster Brooks.
I do. And if I've had a big pasta meal and I've got a tucked in shirt, I have to blouse it right to the seam where they've sewed the bottom of the shirt. That's all I let stick in.
This is how I know you're an amateur, because on pasta night, you wear your yoga pants, right, Jess?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but not if you go out. If you go out, but no. I assure you, I went to the Olive Garden with yoga pants on last week. Okay, I absolutely assure you.
I pretty much only wear stretchy pants at this point.
Yeah, well, no, I wear all. I wear jeans and I wear um, sweatpants, and then I have some running. Anyways, so I have on the sweatpant day, and I'm wearing sweatpants today. If I've got the extra long T-shirt on or under the shirt underneath, whatever character shirt I'm wearing, I have on occasion been taking a leak and not realizing I'm pissing all over the bottom of my shirt.
Oh, wow. Well, I gotta say,
and I don't realize until I start feeling piss hitting my dick, and suddenly my lower ball region is like, what the hell is it? What? Oh no!
I am pretty sure you need to call your sister and see if there's like double availability over there. Okay, because that's not normal.
You've never pissed on the bottom of your shirt?
I have never once in my life pissed on the bottom of my shirt. Okay, now the one thing that, and keep in mind, Jenna's considerably younger than me, and I don't want her to remember that I'm old. Although I guess at the 50th birthday party next year, that's going to fucking happen anyhow. Oh, yeah. But, I try to conceal that I'm old, and I'll be in the bathroom and, taking a piss, and then I go, fuck. She's like, what, honey? I'm like, nothing. Realizing that I've pulled my pecker back into my pants, and all of a sudden I feel a drip down around my calf.
Yeah, it's not a drip, though. It's a stream.
Yeah, well...
It's not even a drip. It's a stream. And then I have absolutely done that and then gone back and then told my wife, I got to run and take a shower real quick.
Well, and that's what I've done too. And I feel like Bonnie and Joe in Family Guy, where, honey, are you okay? No, I just used the poop sack again.
Yeah, it is. I've had all this shit happen to me. The other thing, here's the thing I don't do, and I hear guys do this all the time. Old guys in public pee houses, because I would not ever poop in a public restroom, but I will pee. So I call it a public pee house. They will do they're taking a piss, and that they're doing they're pissing a little, and then it stops, and they're gonna piss again. A little bit more comes out because they've got really bad prostate and low stream. But then they start farting because they're trying to push out piss. And I was saying, gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm grossed out by my own gender for sure.
I'm standing there taking a piss at the casino last night. Okay, taking a piss. I'm doing it in the stand-up urinal. It's what normal people do.
Yes.
So I'm in there. The room's crowded. I farted a couple times. And the guy looks at me and says, would you mind? I said, this is the fucking bathroom. This is where it's okay to fart.
A dude actually said something to you about your farting in the bathroom.
I have not ever.
That's somebody who shouldn't be out in public.
I have never spoken to another human being in the public restroom ever. I don't make eye contact. I don't talk to people. I get in, take care of my business, wash my hands, and get the fuck out, because guys generally don't want you talking to them because they're all, I'm a man. If you're talking to me and I got my penis out, that's a little homophobic. No, homoerotica. I mean, that's what are you, gay? You're talking to me when I'm holding my dick? That's the way guys are.
And that is 100% true. I am in Las Vegas and I'm at one of these fan conventions, where the celebrities come out and they want money for autographs or whatever. Blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
So I go into the bathroom, and who's standing there taking a piss but old Billy Shatner. Okay. Really? Shatner is taking a piss, and I'm standing there 2 stalls down. I look over at him. He looks over at me, says, I don't shake hands in here. That's all he said. That's all he said.
I don't know if that's homophobia so much as it is germophobia.
I think that's cleanliness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cleanliness. But I've never had a conversation, or I just haven't. I've said, excuse me to somebody as they're coming out of maybe the main door of the bathroom, and I'm going in where it's close. I might say, oh, excuse me. But I do not have a conversation like, boy, cold weather out there today, huh? And nothing like that. You're not getting that from me. Oh, my God,
my
screws
God.
are pretty expensive in here, aren't they? There's no convert. You just can't, because guys are so fucking weird about this shit.
Yeah.
They just are.
Weird celebrity encounters. Okay. So let me see if I still have this on the phone here. So the cat's been sick, right? And maybe you've seen on the face page that the cat's been sick.
Yes.
And
But he's doing better.
Let me see if this is it. I got to put my glasses on real quick to see, but this was the funniest damn thing, that somebody liked the post and actually engaged in it. Let me see, where is it? Yeah, actually, is this the one? Yeah, right here. Yeah, take a look at this picture here as to who commented on this.
Oh, no shit. I had seen that comment, and the only thing I noticed was the misplaced apostrophe.
Well, yeah, but yeah, isn't that funny?
Cindy Brady.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't see it yet.
Isn't that crazy? It should be coming up on your screen. Just saw it. But yeah.
Never noticed who it was that said, and even unless you had pointed it out, unless I had clicked on it, it never would have even clicked in my brain.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
She's your buddy, though, right? She's your buddy.
Yeah. I've actually met her in real life.
And it tracks that she doesn't know how to use apostrophes.
I dare not tell Kitty Carryall what to do.
I'm friends with Joe Pantaleone, and he never sends me anything.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
You can go ahead and suck on my pecker till you hear from Richard Dean Anderson. That's who I want you to be friends with. Okay.
He doesn't send you anything, Richard Dean Anderson?
Nope, nothing from old Dickie.
I don't think I'm friends with anybody actually famous, but
but you are the famous Jess.
Oh, right. Sometimes I forget that I'm not one of the little people.
What the fuck was that text you sent me the other day?
That's what I want to know.
I have no idea what that was. I mean, something, I don't know whether Blaine did something in the other studio.
All right, let me pull it up.
Or what?
But
thank goodness it wasn't me.
Whew. No, this was me and Jess, and I don't know what it was.
This was a Facebook memory, and it was from about 2 weeks. Maybe it was the day of the...
That was the day of the thing. That was the day of the thing.
The meeting.
That's what it has to be.
Because
was the day of the thing.
It was 2 weeks before our last day.
And yeah, I think that was the meeting.
So
that was the day of the meeting.
My Facebook memory that I screenshotted and sent to Chris 12 years ago, as of December 10th. Chris comments on my page, "Holy crap." I respond, "Something else?" He says, "No, just still stunned." I say, "I'm really not. Is that weird?" That's the whole conversation.
And you know what's weird about that is because I had looked at my memories that day, and there was another memory that said just went out to Winchester to meet my new radio family, and that was on the same day of that meeting. That's right.
Yep. That's what it had to be. It had to be the day that Doogie Howser PD came into that meeting when they fired the GM. They brought up the new GM, and Doogie Howser came in like, "I'm here to move the station forward." And I was like, "Do they know I'm standing right here?"
Oh, and you had, what'd you have then? Like a 35 or 40 share? Or
oh, we had a 40 share of the market. Afternoon Drive, I believe, was outpacing the rest of the station
for sure. Mm-hmm.
But I just remember being in that meeting.
And then they pulled me into the GM's office and told me I was going to have to sign some bullshit paperwork that they were going to be watching me very closely to make sure, blah, blah, blah. And that's when I said, "Oh, actually, I was going to give this to Doug today, but he's not here. So here's my letter of resignation."
So I want to say this with love, absolute love in my heart. You have to be fucking very good in Afternoon Drive to outpace mornings.
Oh yeah. Well, the morning show
is just have to be fucking horrible.
The whole act on the morning show is just somebody opening up the mic and going, "WFRE, hey baby."
Now, how do you get on Twitter, Dave? Is it on your phone? Talk about a fucking old man voice.
Now, this Twitter thing, I assume it's about a bird. I see a bird sitting there. That's right. Hold on. It's the
whole morning show
darling.
was basically about how fucking out of touch the morning show was.
Yeah.
And it's so the shtick isn't horrible unless you're horrible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because let's face it, I am somewhat out of touch, but I'm not horrible.
I mean, I know
we have a good and you guys are fucking prop me up.
But I also feel like if you went into a bit knowing you were going to talk about something that was on Twitter, you would be like ahead of time. You would be like, let me see what Twitter is.
Right. You'd say, well, Dave, hang on. Dave, what's Twitter? and then, Tom could say, oh, I have to look that up. I don't know. Hey.
But there was nobody on the show at the time to call the bullshit, to be like, Tom, you're fucking old.
That was going to be my point.
This is the way it sounded between
listen to us.
Dave, the traffic guy, and Tom, the morning guy, and Dina, the news person. This is what it sounded like. Well, what is that Twitter thing? I think it's something about a bird and then and then it rotated those three voices. That's what happened. And then it went back to, the bird. And I think it's a social media thing, but you can't type a lot. And then back to Tom. It was like they were pointing at each other in a fucking triangle around the studio.
Do you get to it on your phone or?
This is
so when you have a two-person team like that, right? You both can't be idiots. You can have one idiot.
Which is why, before I had hired Chris, I had moved Dave from the morning show into afternoons with me. So that one of us would have a fucking clue what was going on. And then put Dina, because Diana did the news.
That's right, Diana. That's right.
Put Dina, I hired Dina to join the morning show so that there would be somebody with a clue with each of the old guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Did she? So I was watching the morning television news here, and they do a breakaway, like the 5:30 news, 5:30 in the morning, and they do a breakaway to the local radio station, and with the trivia, and they give them 3 questions or some shit.
Oh my God!
It's a guy and a girl.
It's fucking doing trivia still,
and they air it. And
hey, good morning from wonderful WABI TV. Here's the trivia from the radio.
The woman, yeah, that's exactly it. And the female part, the woman of this 2-person team, is fucking so just bad, and bad because her contribution is, yeah, you're so funny, Jim. I mean, that's not really his name. I don't even know her name.
She's pretty, right?
Yeah, kind of a little bit. Yeah, she's not unattractive, but she's just fucking horrible.
Okay, if you had a choice, Wally, and I want you to picture the hee woman, okay? If you had a choice between the hee woman and Luigi Mangione, who would you pick?
I'm laying him down.
I'm gonna lay him. He's gonna be laid down a lot soon. I have a feeling. I have a feeling he's gonna know somebody named Bubba very quickly.
Well, I wonder. He is gonna know somebody named Bubba. But I just fucking I abhor fucking women who do that on the radio and don't fucking present. Fucking present.
But in their defense, if they're not ever taught how to do the job correctly.
Yeah, true.
Or given the opportunity to do the job correctly. Because this radio is still, what's left of it is still a male-dominated business.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is. And people, though, need to follow the directive. The amount of directives that you gave that these people could not follow because they were old men. Okay. I remember just in the middle of a conversation one time he was trying to have with, douchebag number 2. he's going, hold on one second. WFRE time and temperature brought to you by City National Bank. It's 7:09, 48 degrees. Now, anyhow, Dave, Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. At one point, and I think I've said this before, because I had hired a talent coach, because at some point it became really clear to me that this was above my abilities to.
Did you hired Tommy?
Hired Tommy Kramer.
Fucking dick sucker. All right, yeah.
But Tommy had the basics, and Tommy had a way of teaching the basics that I obviously did not have, because what I was doing was not getting through. And so
that happens sometimes.
And so after a year, and I got the budget approved for it, and so after a year of Tommy working with our morning show, and our morning guy, even with Dina on the show with him, all of the things I was doing to try to make this show better, he was still doing the same shit he had been doing a year earlier. And I finally had to sit down with him and our business manager, who later became the general manager. I had to sit down with him and her and say, one of two things is happening here. Either you do not have the ability to learn what Tommy is trying to teach you, or you think you know better and are refusing to learn what Tommy is trying to teach you.
Ding, 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 ding.
You have 30 days to figure it out.
And Jess was gone in 20.
I think I made it 31. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that really sucks being a program director.
I hated it so much.
Oh, when you loved it. When you don't have
the support of the general manager or whoever, in our case, when we were in Utica, the owner, when you don't have that backing and the rest of the staff knows that you're just fucking, someone that you're just there to hold it together, but you have no real juice.
Right.
Now, I did have the GM's backing.
Oh, you did. Doug loved you.
Yeah.
Doug loved you, but then Doug got popped.
Doug got popped because of me.
I will never forget that fucking meeting when Doogie Howser comes in with, the new general manager. That one of them was, what was his name? Patrick Shea?
That was Doogie. Yep.
Okay, that was Doogie. Okay. And
that's great.
Well, I'm pretty sure that he is blowing other men for money on street corners at this point. But
I just
I'll
saw
never
that
forget,
he got promoted or something a few months ago.
That would be a promotion.
Yeah.
From where he was. But we're sitting in that meeting and he's like, I can't wait to take this station to new levels. And Jess looks at me. Did that motherfucker just fire me? And I look back at Jess. I said, I believe that motherfucker just fired you. I'm like, why are we sitting here? I don't know. And we both got up and left. Just walked right out of the fucking meeting, Wally. It was probably the greatest quitting / firing / fuck you scene I've ever seen in my life.
But that was the day of that message, I think, that whole Facebook exchange.
That was the day of that message.
Because that was 2 weeks before our last day.
Because I stopped at FRE on the way up to Winchester, because I'm like, God, I'm not sure if I want to do this. I want to talk to Doug about this, what he thinks. Well, Doug's been fired. I'm like, I'm going to leave now.
Yeah.
Went out to Winchester and came back in time for the meeting at 2 or 3 o'clock.
What I'm wondering is, I'm just wondering this out loud. I know why, but Jess, you're in a position where you're fucking running a station that's fucking pulling a 30 share. You're back in my day, I'm running a station that's fucking just 0 to fucking 50 in less than a year. And somehow the people in charge say, yeah, we don't like all the success we're having. We're going to get rid of the people who have given us this success. It's fucking bizarre. This is one of the things that not just radio does, business in general. When you're a strong leader, if you're a strong manager, you get fucked every time.
Yeah, because the problem with me was that I said no. And sometimes I said, fuck no.
Jess was not pawn in Game of Life.
Jess, didn't you learn from my big fuck no? In Utica, when I said
I learned to say fuck no from you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I lost my job right away. Here, when I was when I was when the TV station bought us out and they wanted me to make changes, and I said, "No, look where we are. I just made a fat fucking bonus because we did something this station hasn't been able to do in 20 years."
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Said, "Well, no, we want you to make the change." I said, "No, I can't do that." They said, "Goodbye." The day of closing, right?
Yep.
I don't understand why they look. If you don't want fucking strong managers, don't hire strong managers. Continue doing what you're doing and get these fucking, limp rag motherfuckers who just carry water instead of drilling for water. They just fucking carry your weight. They're killing fucking. They're killing companies all over the fucking place.
So I just looked up so only the 12 plus ratings are public.
Uh-huh.
And I guess Frederick is a 2-book market now. Weren't we 4-book back then?
We were. Now it's 2.
Now it's 2. Okay.
Oh, has it shrunk?
So they probably just don't pay for the
Nielsen
other 2.
has. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a budget thing. So their most recent 12 plus numbers, which would be from the spring book, 10.9.
Uh-huh. And what's Laffy Waffy doing?
They don't show up in the Frederick book.
What? So Manning's not paying for the numbers?
Probably not.
Yeah. So because from what I understood, from what I had heard from somebody who wasn't supposed to give me the information
And
from
actually, I correct that. Country Air Check.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Country Air Check, so they only print the country numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say, are you going to fucking just hit me with your car, you stupid bitch?
I mean, I wasn't planning on it, but
no, I said stupid bitch. I didn't say smart bitch.
Oh, okay. So
but
sweet.
I think Dina and Diana are like cleaning up.
Yeah.
So here is part of the disservice of ratings. There's lots of disservices.
There's a lot of disservices.
But
do you want that alphabetically?
Public radio never gets posted.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
It does in DC.
Well, it may in DC, but in the rest of the free world, they do not list public radio in those, because most of the times public radio would be in the top 5 and start knocking people down.
But the reason it's not listed is likely because they're also not paying for those ratings.
No, but when you buy the book, it doesn't show up either.
No, because if the station itself is not paying for the ratings, those ratings are not monitored. They're not included.
They used to be.
Yeah, well, they're monitored. They just don't. They won't publish.
They used to be. Yeah. They won't. But when you used to buy the book, you get everything. Like we didn't pay for the fucking book, but we always got listed.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Look at this. 10.9 for FRE.
10.9.
10.9 for FRE, but Waffy's only got a 6.8 down from a 9.1. And the Eagles at 6.3.
And the Eagles where Dina is now.
Yeah. No, Dina's on 103.1. Jack Diamond's on Eagle now.
Oh, I thought, okay, maybe Dina was on the Eagle?
She was. It was her and Kevin or something, but Dina went over to do the morning show on Key with Diana. So, and
not Diana Gibson.
Yes, Diana Gibson.
I thought she was still on FRE with Tom.
I don't. Am I wrong? I thought Dina and Diana were together. I could be totally wrong. But Dina's over there with some chick. I thought it was Diana. But it's 2 women in the morning. I can tell you that.
Let me see.
I could be totally wrong.
Because I swear.
I would like to hear the 2 women in the morning.
I mean, I'd listen, probably touch myself, but I'd listen.
I'd like to hear the dynamic. I'd like to hear how they're doing it. What the
No, Diana's still on FRE. They just posted Tom and Diana yesterday.
Okay, my bad. But you know what's really bad? The Hagerstown Country Station is now coming in with a 2 share.
Wow.
Yeah, that never happened with us.
Let me see who Dina is in with.
Must be shitty. Must have some shitty radio happen in the area. When people start listening outside of the area, they're desperate.
Yeah, Hagerstown's a good, 30 minutes up the road. I mean, it's a huge station. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But they never used to listen to that when we were doing our thing.
See.
Who
All right,
the
you
hell
guys.
is doing these radio station websites? bowercity.wix.com. I was trying to look up Key 103.
What is that? I think you have to go to Manning Media or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, that's not even the right Key 103.
There you go. That's why. Yeah.
even station websites kind of suck now.
Yeah.
I think it's wafy.com. At least it used to be.
Key103radio.com.
They have these
Okay.
same fucking templates. It's just the template, and they plug in the little local plugs in something. It's like,
Exactly.
fuck, it looks like shit.
The Dina Carroll Morning Show.
Uh-huh.
Dina. Lots of pictures of Dina. It doesn't say who's on with her.
Okay. Well, yeah, she's got another female in there. So, but yeah, I mean, that's, I love listening to Dina when I did at least and could pay attention to who was on with her. It was a good dynamic. I just don't remember her name.
Yeah.
And you won't
Oh,
hear
well.
that said too often anymore. Yeah, it's a good dynamic those people have.
Good dynamic.
All right, you guys, I got to run because I got to get out there and get the driveway ready for my wife to get home.
Well, you got to do that. You got to plow the back 40. I know, but Jen is trying to buzz through. Let me run. I'll talk to you all later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye.